Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just a chit chat. Get ready with me. What am I getting ready for? Nothing. I just kind of do like a little life update, like just talk about random shit for no reason really. So browser done-ish. I'm going to do my complexion first, and I almost never have my hair down, so this is going to be interesting. All right, so, and not my last video, the video before that was the first impressions. I tried the NARS Complete Soft Matte Foundation, I think it's called. I guess I could just literally pull it out. Soft Matte Complete Foundation. And I've tried it a couple times since then, and I like it. I just feel like it gets a little cakey. So I'm going to try what Taylor Wynn tried. If you don't follow her, I'm gonna link her channel below. But for this foundation, she said that you're better off kind of using a lighter amount and then using a sponge. So I'm gonna try that today. I'm going to actually, I only use this like once or twice, use the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. I have the regular one as well, but even though this is a matte foundation, I still get pretty oily in my T-zone, and then the rest of my face gets kind of dry. It's weird. But I'm only going to be using this, my T-zone. It looks like that. It's just white. I found my Cover FX palette. If you've been watching my channel for a while, I used to always use this as my mirror, and I lost it for a long time, but then I found it. So, all right. I am going to press this in to those giant pores because they're huge. Anyways, I am going to go on a foundation. I don't know why I just flipped my hair back in the front. I don't think I even have a hair tie. I'm trying really hard to wear my hair up less because my hair, I have like a really thin spot. I call it my bald spot. It's not quite bald, but it's thin. So I'm trying to be better about it. Anyways, I don't know if you're supposed to shake this, but just in case. And I am going to try to use a lot less than I did last time, and I'm going to use a sponge. So I am going to just do 4 dots. I think I did like a million last time. And I'm using my Real Technique sponge. Yeah, it's a little dirty, but you know, whatever. Let's see. Do you see where it just like stuck there? And it hadn't even been on long. It was literally seconds. That was weird. I didn't notice that before. It definitely canceled some of my redness because I'm using a lot less than I did in that video. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna link it up above. Like obviously I'm applying less, but I kind of like that because I mean, one, I'm not going anywhere. But I just wanted it to like cancel this redness because my face is super red today. Okay, so I'm going to get a little close for you guys to see. There is still quite a bit of red coming through there. It does look a little different on camera. You can still see this blemish. Because obviously I use less, I am going to build up just a little on this, my hair, on this cheek where that redness, I don't know, my cheeks are super warm today for some reason. All that on the foundation. I don't want to go too heavy, which is the point. But yeah, let's just chat for no reason. Okay, so I actually uploaded an Instagram story yesterday, which is like, I never do long Instagram stories. They're usually just clips or pictures or whatever. And I uploaded one yesterday, and it was, I made the video like with my camera separately, and it was like 6 minutes long. Well, on Instagram you can only do like 1 minute videos max now. Like I'm pretty sure that used to not be the case. So I had to splice up the video, right? And then I was uploading it, and then Instagram would upload shit in the wrong order. Needless to say, it took me 45 minutes to upload a 6-minute video on Instagram because I wanted to add it to my highlights, which is like the main reason I was posting it. And I was just like, I should have just done a YouTube video. But I don't have as many subscribers as I do followers on Instagram. Like on my YouTube, I don't. So I said that, like, you know, I wanted to post on YouTube, but I want to get it, not because I wouldn't get as many views. I mean, I wouldn't, but because I wouldn't be helping as many people, which is why I wanted to post the information. Because I personally, when I started this journey of like starting weight loss surgery, or, you know, the journey for it, I would go on Instagram and find people's accounts, and I would like look at their highlights from the very beginning, because I wanted to see the, you know, their process, because I'm currently going through it. So I want to upload like my journey, because, you know, if someone else finds me, and, you know, I just think it's helpful. So if I uploaded it on YouTube, it wouldn't be as helpful because I only have like 180 subscribers or something. And yeah, I could post it on YouTube and then post on my Instagram that I posted it, but I don't get many views, you know, which is fine. It is what it is. It, you know, but I am still posting like the big updates on my YouTube channel. Like I have an appointment, well, 2 appointments technically this coming week. One is my psych eval that I have to do for surgery, and the other is my first supervised weight loss visit. So I have that this week. But yeah, I was just frustrating to upload that, and it just took forever. But just a little life update, like not that anything crazy is going on, or I like that concealer. That's the Essence something. Anyways, so Alex is working from home now, and then EJ, since the school year started, has been, we're not homeschooling. He goes to Indiana Connections Academy, which is a virtual online school. So it's not technically homeschooling, but I didn't want him, we had a newborn baby and like the coronavirus and stuff, and I just felt more comfortable with him being home. And it took a little adjusting, like there was an adjustment period for sure. But he's doing good. He's doing good. I mean, math is always a little bit of a struggle, but you know, it is what it is. Get him some extra help for that. But yeah, Alex is working at home now. I'm going to wait to go back to work. I mean, one, we have 4 kids, so it's really hard. But once Alex knows his schedule, you know, I can find something to work around his schedule. But I'm going to wait until after surgery, because I don't want to have to get a new job and then be like, oh, by the way, you know, I need all this time off or whatever. So I'm just gonna wait, and like we're fine, like we'll be okay. But with Alex working at home, and like it's not permanent that he's working at home, because the place he got a job at, they just closed the site because of the virus. I don't know, I just heard that we had our most cases in one day in the country the other day, and like yesterday or today was the second most we ever had in one day. So I'm just like, probably gonna be working at home for a while. Ooh, this looks pretty. Ignore my scarring, like it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, I need to put my hair back. This is driving me nuts. Like, I can't. And I used to, when I first had my channel, I had these really cute headbands that I'd wear to like just push my hair back. Maybe I should use EJ's Minecraft sunglasses. Yes. All right, we're gonna do that. And my fucking forehead's so big, it's pretty much off camera anyways. So the update I put on Instagram was about how when I did my consultation, which was September 28th, I was 327 pounds. Now when I uploaded yesterday, when I weighed yesterday morning, I was 313, like 0.9, so we'll just say 314. and I woke up today and I'm 312.2. So I've lost 15 pounds since that consultation, and they only wanted me to lose 20 in the 6 months. And I mentioned in that story how I have a goal that's a lot higher than that. But all right, let me look for a palette and we'll keep chatting. Okay, so I got out my e.l.f. bite-sized palettes. I have 5 of them, and I really want to use, I think this one's pumpkin pie, because you know it's fall and I'm basic and stuff, and it looks like this, but I need a crease shade. So I'm going to also use Cream and Sugar, which looks like this. I think I'm just going to do a combination of those two, because I think that brown's dark enough that I can kind of like use it as liner. We'll just see how it goes. I am currently drinking, okay, this is my new go-to order at Starbucks. Now, usually I'll get 2 shots of espresso in a venti cup with ice and just put in like a Quest salted caramel protein shake. But if I don't want that, I started ordering a nitro cold brew. This is a grande. It's the biggest size they come in because they don't put ice in these. But I get mine with a splash of cream, which is half and half, 4 pumps of sugar-free cinnamon dulce syrup, and then I add 4 stevia. And then I told them to add some cinnamon stuff on top, and they didn't this time, but that's fine. It's fine. But it's just so good. So good. Anyways, let's fuck with eyeshadow. I was talking to my friend Sarah, who had surgery, except she had the sleeve and I'm getting the bypass because I'm much bigger. My BMI is quite high, and I already suffer from acid reflux, and the sleeve can make that worse. So when my doctor had like mentioned bypass, I was like, oh no, that's what I wanted. I was gonna mention that to you. And he's like, oh, so we're on the same page. I don't need to convince you. And I'm like, and I know there can be additional complications, or I'm not gonna say complications, I'm gonna say side effects, because I feel like complications are things that go wrong that can be fixed. And then I feel like side effects are just things you have to learn to deal with and like work around, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm gonna start with this lightest shade in the Cream and Sugar palette and just throw that in my crease. But yeah, but I was talking to her because I've always had quite a bit of lower back pain. It's just something I've had for at least since having EJ, you know, maybe before then, but that's pretty much the color of my eye. All right, so we're just gonna, I'll do it on the other eye, but you can barely see it. Anyways, so I've suffered from that for at least 8 years now that I can remember. And then since having Charlie, so almost 3 years now, I've had some really severe hip and pelvic pain. We never figured out what it was. Chances are it's because I'm overweight. You know what I mean? Like, it is, unfortunately, it is what it is. But I was asking her, I'm like, please tell me that, like, losing the weight you have so far, and I think she's down almost 70 pounds at this point. I don't know, like, she looks fucking fantastic. But I'm like, please tell me, like, your pain is better. And she was like, yeah, it is. And I was like I almost wanted to cry. Like, I don't have it every day, but the days I have it, it's almost debilitating. Like, yeah, it's just, it sucks. But yeah, it's nice to have someone to talk to. Like, I'm starting to talk to some people on Instagram who've had the surgery, but having someone that you're close to talk to is really, really nice. Oh, I didn't tell you, I'm taking this shade in the pumpkin pie one. I'm glad it's not as pigmented as it looks in the pan, or like not quite that dark when you first put it on, because I want to build it up. But anyways, it's nice to have her to talk to. She's like encouraging me, like, I'm not saying no one else is, but you know what I mean. It's just nice to have someone who's been through it to talk to. But So the other thing that's been kind of different lately, especially different for me, is anyone who knows me knows that I'm not a very domestic person. I never have been. What a lot of people don't know is that a lot of that is my depression, and I'm always so exhausted, which I'll talk about that in a minute. But sometimes I don't fucking care if the house is clean. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds terrible, but it's the truth, you know, and I'm just being honest. However, the last, I would say going on 2 weeks now, I have been different. I have been cleaning like a mad woman. I'm caught up on, I can't talk. My laundry is caught up. The dishes are caught up. And when I say that, like, okay, the dishes are usually fairly caught up, my laundry is never caught up. But it's been caught up for like a week. And like, I'm staying on top of it. And it's just weird because it's not normal for me. But I'll tell you why I think this is happening is because a couple weeks ago, now granted, part of this, I don't know, because, let me explain. Jesus. I have been consistently taking my antidepressant and my anti-anxiety medication consistently. And I mean like same time every day, consistently, for about 2 weeks now. Now granted, I was taking it before then, just not consistently. So it was in my system, just not probably like it should have been, you know what I mean? So I feel like now that, ooh, that's so pretty. Now that I'm consistent, you know, my brain and my body are like, oh, here's a little bit of energy. So I've had a little more energy than normal for me. However, I'm still pretty tired a lot. Now, it could just be my depression because I had a home sleep study done at the beginning of the month, and my results were borderline, like to be considered to have sleep apnea. Your score would need to be a 5. Mine was a 4.7. So I went to see this nurse practitioner who's like a specialist in like sleep stuff. And she ordered an in-lab sleep study just to see if maybe the results, because the results are not consistent with how I'm feeling because I'm always tired. I'm taking a pencil brush into that same shade and doing my under eye. So she wants to do that just to see, because she said sometimes it can be different at home for whatever reason. You know, technology is not perfect, but maybe it is just like, I do have like a very mild, it's not sleep apnea, it's like just some hypoxia or she call it hypoxemia, I don't know, whatever, where, you know, my oxygen does get low because of my weight, but I don't stop breathing. But maybe it's, you know, mild and it's causing a little bit of my sleepiness, and then maybe the other part of it is my depression, you know, since I have had a little more energy lately. But we're doing the sleep study anyways, and I don't need this, like, I don't need sleep apnea for my surgery. And what I mean by that is, for insurance to cover weight loss surgery, typically you need to either have like a BMI between, I think, 35 and 40 and have medical issues related to your weight, or B, your BMI needs to be over 40 and you don't need medical issues. Mine's over 40. It's quite a bit over 40. Anyways, so the surgeon said I don't need anything else to qualify, because I was worried about that. Because I'm like, well, what if I don't have sleep apnea? Because I don't have diabetes. I don't even have pre-diabetes, but I did have gestational, so it's possible for me to get it because of that. I'm gonna take this shade on my outer corner. But what was I saying? Oh, but he said that, because I was worried that, you know, if I don't have sleep apnea, maybe I won't qualify for surgery. because I don't have a comorbidity. And he was like, no, with your insurance, as long as your BMI is whatever. So that was nice to know. That's like the only good part about my BMI being what it was, I guess. Just gonna stamp this on the outer corner. Ooh, this one has some fallout. Oh, that one has like, do you see that? Quite a bit of fallout. Okay, so yeah. I am a little nervous about my site consult, but I've talked to a few people on Instagram who've had like the surgery and stuff, and they were like, it wasn't a big deal. Just want to make sure you can handle, you know, some of the mental aspects that come with having the surgery and things like that. So it shouldn't be too bad. And then I assume my supervised weight loss visit will go fine. Probably gonna talk about what I've been eating. Because they didn't give me a calorie goal, but I have been, like on my app, I have it set to like 1,300 and some odd number. And some days I've stayed around that, and there's been a few days I've gone over it, but I'm still at a deficit because of my size and because I worked out a couple times and stuff. I am just taking that same brown and just kind of going on my lower lash line on the outer corner. But yeah, so that's just a little update. So I'm about 15 pounds down. And I know some of you might be thinking as well, if you are losing weight on your own, why do you need the surgery? Well, Karen, that's because I don't, it's not that I can't, technically I can't keep the weight off because something always happens. I always fuck something up, you know? So, all right, I am going to put this shade in the middle and this one towards the inner corner. But yeah, so about a month into my journey, which is exciting. It's chugging along. Hopefully the dietitian is happy with my progress, and I won't see the surgeon again until like maybe like the last meeting right before, I think, is how that goes. So if things go well, hopefully my surgery is in April, because my 6 months would be up at the end of March, I believe. So it's looking like April. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm nervous and I'm excited. I just, yeah. Just for funsies, I'm gonna go into my Natasha Denona Sunrise palette and get the shade Day Spring, which is like this really pretty gold. And I kind of want to put that in the middle because that other shade's not quite, it's not quite bright enough. I don't know that that's much better though, to be honest. No, I will say though, I've never tried these shades, the Natasha Denona shades wet. They've all been fine so far. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I am gonna take from the Cream and Sugar, is that what it's called? Yeah. This light shade and use that as my inner corner highlight. And just a touch on my brow bone. I usually use the highlight that I use on my face, but you know, we're already in this palette, so why not just use the, ooh, yeah, that's pretty. All right, I'm going to take, oh, that's definitely not it. Yeah, okay. I'm blind. The NYX retractable eyeliner, it's just their brown one to tight line. All right, so it looks a little more put together. I am going to do my mascara, and I'm just gonna cut that out because no one wants to watch me do that, and we'll be back. Okay, we're gonna finish the rest of the face. Okay, so I'm gonna try something with my bronzer that I've never done before. So I pulled out because I wanted to use my Wet n Wild. This is the Ticket to Brazil, and as you can see, it's very like orangey warm. I was looking at the one on my Cover FX palette, which is right here, and it's much cooler. So I think I'm gonna take this one to kind of contour, and then I'll use that one to like bronze up a little bit. I don't do that ever, but we're gonna do it and see what happens. I'm gonna take this crown brush to do the one from the Cover FX palette. Okay, let's see what happens. And I know I've used this before, the bronzer in this, but it's been so long. I'm really gonna put this in like the right under my cheekbone. It actually does look a little warmer on my face, but we're gonna keep going because I am committed. Well, that's just a stark line, isn't it? That's great. We're gonna keep going though. I am gonna put some on my widow's peak. All right. Do you wanna know how this is gonna go? It does look pretty sculpted though, like on this side at least. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna take my Ulta bronzer blush with the Wet n Wild bronzer. I was gonna say blush. My lighting's really weird right now. Like I'm just using natural lighting and it's cloudy out, so I don't know. Just a very stark line. Like from far away, it doesn't look, because I brought this one in much further and it's bothering me, so I kind of want to even it out. Okay, now I'm gonna take the brush I used for my loose powder and just blend it out a bit better. You know what, it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna do blush before I do highlight this time, which I do every now and then. I'm gonna do like one of my favorite combos of blushes. I haven't done it in a hot minute. I take the Milani Luminoso, which if you don't know, looks like that, with the Burt's Bees Bare Peach, which looks like that. Oh, where is my blush brush? Oh, it's literally right there. All right, so I'm first going to dip into Luminoso, swirl it around in there, and then dip into Bare Peach. I just think it looks super pretty. And just because I want to like be trendy, I'm gonna put a little on my nose. I don't know how that looks. It was what it is. All right, we're gonna go into highlight. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so ready for the election season to be over. Like, I'm not gonna go into politics. I'm just ready for the election to be over. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, for highlight, I don't reach for this super often, but it's pretty. It is the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner Highlight Palette, and I'm gonna take a combination of these two. It's a very pretty highlight in my opinion. It's a little yellow because I might have dipped in a little too hard on that first shade, but still pretty in my opinion. And like for the drugstore, it's pretty blinding and it doesn't like emphasize texture or anything, which is nice. I'm gonna experiment with my lip for a minute because I'm doing this lipstick that's, I mean, the shade's called Raw Chocolate. It's like a lighter brown, and I wanted a brown eye or a lip liner, and I don't have one, so I'm gonna try this one. It is, what shade is this? It's called Rosewood. It's from Bodyography. It's like this dark color, but I kind of want to try it under this lipstick just for funsies. The one thing I don't like about these is that they're pencils and not retractable. So they're sometimes not as creamy. I should have scrubbed my lips before this. I never think about that until I'm doing my lips. Sometimes I will fill in the entire lip with a lip liner, or other times I'll do what I just did where I kind of just like fade it into the middle. So this is the shade. This is Maybelline, right? Yeah, I love Maybelline lipsticks. And just to be more extra, we're gonna put a gloss on top, which I never do. I don't get too extra with my lips. All right, so I'm obsessed, and I'm probably gonna mention this in my favorites video that's coming up, with the Maybelline lifter glosses. I have two shades. My favorite one's in the car. It's the shade Stone. This one is the shade Moon. Now, I don't own the Fenty Gloss Bomb and Fussy, but I heard this is like a dupe-ish. But it's like this pinky with some really pretty reflect in it, like purpley reflect. So we're just gonna add it on here. Okay, loving that. Wow. So the makeup is done, therefore the video is done, right? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just a little chit chat, get ready with me kind of thing. I'm trying to be more consistent with my uploads, but I always feel torn because on one hand I'm like, my channel won't grow if I'm not pumping out content, and then I don't have motivation to pump out content when my videos get 5 views. You know, but I love making videos, guys. Like, I really do. Not just makeup videos, I love vlogs, doing videos with the kids. Like, we do have our family channel, which I don't think I've ever mentioned on my channel. If I haven't linked it. I will link it down below, where we just do vlogs and stuff, and the kids want to do challenges and things like that. So I'm going to continue to do it because I love it. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below, just of anything, like future videos you'd want to see. Hit the subscribe button. It would be fantastic if you did. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.